Hello everybody, welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing the after party of Married at First Sight, episode 8. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I do have an announcement on Sunday on this channel. If you watch the show My Mom, Your Dad, or even if you don't watch, I will be having Dania and Trish from the show. The show is on HBO Max, and it's basically where kids match up their parents on a dating show. So they will be here live Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern to have a live Q&A. So I keep saying live to stress out that it's live. Like, tune in. Come have a conversation with us. Ask them questions about their experience or maybe gain more insight on the show. So that'll be fun. Now on to the review. So this week we have Jasmina, Lindsay, and Noi. Lindsay is sticking to her story that Mark is different on and off camera. She still thinks he's the reason why he's having all these issues in, his personal life and in the marriage. And so Keisha tries to challenge Lindsay and say, how have you played a part in the discourse that's been going on?
I think I could have probably spoken a little slower and with a better tone. Okay. Delivery is definitely something I could work on, but I think I still feel that way. It's
great to see Lindsay just accepting some responsibility, but I wish we would see her do it in real time. I don't know. So I did give the spoiler last week, but we don't know if it's true until, they really speak out. So we'll see whether they were going to make it work, but the way that it's going on the show, it doesn't look like it. And then the way that she's talking on the after party, it looks like it. So I'm like, So I don't like the after party sometimes. It's confusing me. Lindsay also gets emotional when she's talking about how Mark affirmed her at the sushi date because she has never heard him speak this way about her.
These are the moments that make me appreciate Mark. He had never validated me before. And that was the first time he actually said, I'm sorry, I'm not treating you right.
The hope is that it shouldn't take these big blowouts in order to get these sweet moments of resolution, but that seems to be the roller coaster that they're on. So I'm sure it's not going to stop anytime soon. So here I was clowning the treasure hunt that Noi set up for Steve, but apparently it took this man 2 hours to complete. So I'm like, damn, maybe this was well thought out. I thought it was like, okay, what's the point? But it took him a long time, so I guess it was worth it. And then she alludes to the fact that they may have consummated the marriage.
So, how did y'all celebrate? It doesn't have to be where everyone's dirty mind.
It's okay.
Yes, we did celebrate.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Noi, I see you. Moving on to Jasmina. Jasmina is trying to explain why she was so agitated with Michael during that little picnic type date that they had. And she still says that Michael speaks with a certain tone, or sometimes he elevates his volume when he's annoyed or when he's frustrated. And even when she's talking in this moment, I can sense a tone from her as well.
Well, okay. I told him I want somebody to talk to me respectfully. I told him...
What does respect look like to you?
I don't like when people have a tone and when they get loud. And when Michael feels like he's not getting through to someone, he gets very loud. And it's like, I'm just tired of having this conversation about communication when I just tell you I don't like a tone that you use, or I feel like you're not respecting me or even listening to what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, all I want from her is some acknowledgement that it's not just Michael who speaks a certain way. She doesn't appreciate being spoken at, and so she needs to be able to recognize when she's doing it as well. She also gets this was just, there were tears all over the place, okay? She also gets emotional when listening back to Michael talk about how the past grief has affected him. And basically she's like, I want to protect him. It really hurts my heart that he's been through so much.
He just never wanted to talk about what happened, and so moving forward he just didn't like to really talk in general about feelings, and so I see why he is like that, when we had first met, but I'm finally understanding him, it's a step in the right direction for us.
I love seeing a softer side from her, and no, that doesn't mean just the crying, but just to see her speak highly of him. Even last week during the main episode when she was talking to the sister at the housewarming party, I'm like, Have you said these things to Michael? I feel like you're one way to other people when you speak about Michael, but when Michael's in the room, it doesn't sound like she's very affirming. And if she is, they're not putting it on the television, so we don't get to see it. So I like that she was getting protective over him because it was new. And I was like, well, this is refreshing. Jasmina, along with the other women, are not appreciative of the way Ola was speaking to Katina during that tiff they had at the chef cooking whatever.
The other issue with this is, you know, he is trying to make her feel like she needs to validate her worth to him.
Right. And that's the biggest thing, is that a woman's worth is not wrapped up into her cleaning, her cooking, because that...
So Jasmina says that even though Katina is quiet, it's not that she's afraid to speak out. It's because she wants to let Ola have his time to get things off his chest. But for me, I'm like, all we see is Ola getting stuff off his chest. Like, I find it really hard to believe that he doesn't get that opportunity. He has every opportunity. We have yet to see Katina get stuff off her chest in the presence of Ola. You know what I mean? So then she's saying, you know, Katina has been through so much. I've heard everything that she's gone through. And, you know, going through this, like, isn't as bad as what she's been through in the past. And so Lindsay says, well, just because she's been through that doesn't mean she deserves what she's going through. And I agree. But for some reason, Jasmina took that offensively, and she was like, I didn't say she deserved to be treated that way. And she's like, no, I'm it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that even though you've been through worse, it doesn't make this bad. Like, you still don't have to go through it. Listen, Lindsay, when Lindsay pauses to speak, I actually understand her. And then this moment, I understood her.
She's been through a lot before, but she still don't deserve that.
I didn't say she did deserve it.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying, like, I think Katina is a beautiful woman who's worthy of everything her heart desires.
So one moment Lindsay will have you, and then the next moment she will lose you, because here she goes running off at the mouth, talking about how, you know, Mark in the last 10 years has only been in relationships that were less than 2 months, and he's always a side piece. Girl, I mean, we knew the side piece part, but I didn't know that every relationship was either 2 months or less. In 10 years? That would explain why he's very overwhelmed by this situation, because he hasn't been with somebody long term. Like, that's that's very scary for a lot of people. If anybody's watching the Australian version, there's a girl there who's never been in a relationship, never been told I love you. And the fact that somebody finds her attractive is like blowing her mind. And that's kind of like what I'm feeling here. So yeah, that was interesting. My battery is going to die. I cannot have this computer crash on me twice. So anyways, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yeah, that's it. Bye.